Hello and welcome to Liberty North High School in Liberty, Missouri for the first game tonight in the Liberty North Invitational basketball tournament where the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints and the Kearney Bulldogs go to battle. Good evening and welcome. I'm Zach Klug, joined alongside my partner Jack Kankowitz, and we're going to bring you all of tonight's live game action here on North Nation Sports.
That's right, Zach. We have a great matchup for you tonight. But first, let's take a look at the tournament as a whole. Coming up later this evening, we have the St. Joe Central Indians taking on the Park Hill Trojans. Then at 7 o'clock, we have the Bayshore Linwood Bobcats facing against the Lee Summit West Titans. Then for the 8:30 game, we have the Liberty North Eagles taking on the Kansas City Northeast Vikings. But now let's talk about the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints facing the Kearney Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's right, Jack. And we're going to start off by talking about the Kearney Bulldogs, as they have always been successful in this Liberty North Invitational, and they look to continue upon their success this evening. And in order to do that, they're going to need to stick to their keys to victory, which are to have Brennan Watkins play a great game. We're going to touch on him in just a little bit. Play consistent throughout the whole game and make shots. And as I already mentioned, the player to watch on this Kearney Bulldogs team is Brennan Watkins, as last year as a sophomore he averaged 17.5 points per game. Really expecting big things from him this season, and I'm definitely going to keep my eye on him this tournament.
I agree. In order for the Saints to win tonight, their keys to victory are to be physical, play aggressive, and take shots when open, which are pretty straightforward, and if they follow those, I'm sure they will have a win.
Yeah, those are keys to a great basketball game. And now the question, who do you think is going to win this game tonight?
I really think St. Thomas Aquinas is going to take it. I really do. With those keys to victory, like I said, if they are able to use those keys, they can win. I really agree.
Yeah, I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one. I think with Brendan Watkins and these Kearney Bulldogs, I'm expecting big things from him. He's improved from last season, and I'm really looking forward to watch him play tonight. I think if he gets over 20 points, I think the Kearney Bulldogs have this locked up.
See that. All right. Thank you for joining us in the studio. Now let's go to your courtside announcers, Ian Grove and Caleb Moore.
Thanks, Jack and Zach. Welcome to Liberty North High School in Liberty, Missouri for the first game of the men's side of the LN Invitational basketball tournament, where the Kearney Bulldogs and the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints go to battle. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Ian Grove, joined alongside my partner, Caleb Moore, and we're going to bring you all of the game action live here on North Nation Sports.
That's right, Ian. We have a great matchup for you this afternoon. The St. Thomas Aquinas Saints finished just over 500 and it's solid in district play last year, while Kearney Bulldogs struggled and finished 6 games under 500. Both teams look forward to taking the next step in the process to compete with the top tier teams of the KC Metro. Now let's look at the starting lineups for the Kearney Bulldogs. Kearney's starting 5 is number 1, Brennan Watkins, number 4, Ryan O'Connor, number 23, Jacob Stevens, number 51, Ashton Holloway. St. Thomas Aquinas' starting 5 is number 10, Jack Martin, number 33, Tom Downey, number 13, Zarian Navy, number 11, Philip Bell, and number 25, Keyshawn Mason.
And Kearney and St. Thomas Aquinas both had mediocre seasons last year.
Yeah,
Kearney finishing well below 500, 6 games below.
Yeah.
And St. Thomas Aquinas finishing 3 games above 500. So mediocre on both sides. Both of these teams are going to look to get off to a strong start in this season.
I agree, Ian. Who do you think your early pick for the game is?
I think my early pick for this is St. Thomas Aquinas. I mean, they were better last year, and I think they're coming into this year wanting to be as good as possible. I think they're going to get ahead early. Let's head to tip-off.
Number 33, starting with the ball for the Saints. Kicks out to the perimeter, looks to go inside. It's deflected
right out of bounds
by Kearney, out of bounds. Saints are throwing in the ball. Throws out to the perimeter. It's number 13, Zarian Navy. Kicks it out to the wing.
The Saints
back out to number 11. Looks to go inside with the ball, nowhere to go inside. Kicks it around. Good passing by the Saints right now.
Eventually they're going to need to take a shot here. Let's see it. And out of bounds.
And the Saints lose the ball, and it's Kearney's ball.
Good defense there by Kearney on that first series. They're going to look to score here. Let's see.
I agree. They wasted almost over a minute of the clock doing play good defense. And it looked like the Saints were going to full court pressure, but they decided to back off. An early three by the Bulldogs.
40 seconds off the clock without scoring. It's not a great thing.
The Saints push the court very fast there. Kicks it out to the corner. And he actually traveled there. Looks like he lifted that back foot there, took another step.
And it looks like Kearney will get it right back.
And the Saints are, in fact, full court pressuring the Bulldogs here. Looks like their plan is to play super aggressive. That was actually one of their keys, is to play aggressive, and it looks like they're living up to that key. They're actually trapping, too.
The score here, oh.
An erratic pass. There's a turnover for the Bulldogs. It'll be the Saints' ball.
Bad passing there. They need to play smart basketball if they want to win this. And we are still 0-0, about a minute and a half into the first, looking for the first points to be put up.
And the Saints look like they're trying to get the ball inside, but it's well defended by the Bulldogs. And a three is missed out wide by the Saints.
Kearney gets it back.
Number 1, Brennan Watkins, is a big part of the Bulldogs offense. He's actually one of their keys to the game. If he steps it up, the Bulldogs think they'll have a great deal of success.
I think Brennan Watkins really needs to step up if Kearney wants to win this game.
I agree with you.
He's a leader on this team, and he's a huge factor. Oh, and they want to put up the first two, but they can't get it. It slides right off the rim.
The Saints are in transition, but an erratic pass is a turnover for the Saints. We've already seen multiple turnovers in only the first 2 minutes of the game.
And these turnovers are costly. Neither team has put up points yet, 2 minutes into the game. Both teams need to score here, and neither of them have.
Brennan Watkins looks to drive into the lane, passes out wide. A three is just off the mark. The Saints look to be in transition again.
And both of these teams have been playing good defense, but they can't seem to capitalize off the turnovers they're creating.
And there's a foul on the floor by the Bulldogs. It's going to be the first foul of the game. That foul was on number 4, Ryan O'Connor.
The Saints inbound it, and they make it points right away. The first two of the game coming from number 13, Zarian Navy. And he is responsible for the only points scored so far in this game by St. Thomas Aquinas.
And the St. Thomas Aquinas bench is really getting into it. They were really hyped. They're clapping it up for their defense.
Kearney
really
looks
hyped
to match the score, and they just can't. Aquinas looks to extend their lead here.
Number 33, Tom Downey, has the ball right now, looking to go inside with it maybe. He has a pick set for him up top by Mason. Some good defense there by the Bulldogs.
Pass across the court.
A nice fake.
And it's an air ball.
Just off the mark there.
Happens to the best of us.
It does.
Is there any way we're going to be able to hear each other?
And number 24, Cameron.
Kearney will inbound here. 2-0, St.
Number 24, Andrew Rydell, is actually checking in. The Indians are playing some good defense right now on the Bulldogs. A nice pass into the basket, and one. That was a great pass there. Finished the shot and got the foul. An opportunity for one more point.
With the play.
One of the key players to watch for in this game, Brennan Watkins, averaged 17.5 points last season as a sophomore. He is their best player.
His first team for the Saints.
Brennan Watkins looking to shoot here. And
he misses the free throw. Offensive rebound, key rebound there.
2-2 for the moment.
And before Ryan O'Connor is getting trapped out on the perimeter, pass it to the corner, drives to the lane. Easy 2 points there for the Bulldogs.
Their lead.
Number 23,
4-2.
Jacob Stevens, with a nice 2 points under the basket.
St. Thomas Aquinas is going to look to put up points here, tie it back up, maybe even take a lead if they're feeling bold.
Number 25, Keyshawn Mason, gets the ball stripped from him, but it's recovered by the Saints again. And he's fouled by number 4, Ryan O'Connor, for his second foul of the game, I believe, already.
You can't
and it's only
afford
4
costly
minutes of the
fouls
game.
like that this early in the game. And the Saints will inbound it here.
Checking in for the Bulldogs, number 2, Wyland Dude.
better.
And the pass is thrown in to number 13. Kicks it out to the wing to number 10. Jack Martin looking to start this Saint offense. Back up to number 13. Gets a pick set for him. Drives to the paint. And he is fouled on the way up.
And I believe St. Thomas will shoot from the line here, and they'll get 2. That'll bring them the chance to tie it. Number 13, Zarian Navy, shooting for St. Thomas Aquinas. He is responsible for their only 2 points of the game so far. Misses that free throw there. Let's see if he can make his second one.
Checking in for the Saints, number 2, Will Gavin.
And number 1, Brennan Watkins looks to start this offense, but no luck so far. Tries to drive into the lane. Kicks to the corner. Some good defense there by the Saints. It's going to be a jump ball, and the ball's going to stay with the Bulldogs.
All right. Right now, Kearney out to a 4-3 lead over St. Thomas Aquinas. Kearney looking to extend their lead a little more here.
And a good shot just missed, though, underneath the basket by number 51, Ashton Holloway, as Saints look to press the court against the Bulldogs.
Those are the shots Kearney's going to need to make there. Those hard shots, but the ones that will extend your lead if they want to win this.
Number 33 at the good drive is missed, but it's tipped in by number 25, Keyshawn Mason there.
Keyshawn Mason, amazing player. His height gives him a huge advantage, just being able to tip it into the rim there. He could dunk it if he wanted to.
Tip there by the Saints is going to be Bulldogs throw-in.
And right now, Kearney down 5-4, looking to take the lead here. See what they can do.
For the Bulldogs, number 34, Kane Schwarzenbach.
Number 21 with the ball right now. Passing it back and forth. Good passing by Kearney. It was a little bit sloppy earlier in the game.
And the Saints are pushing the court once again, trying to get into the paint. Pass out to the corner to number 24. Kicks it back up top to number 33, Tom Downing. Looks to start the Saint offense. Pass out to 24, Andrew Rydell. Puts it to the middle, number 25, Keyshawn Mason, who drives again, and a good finish
Mason
there.
With the incredible play there, drove right through someone, and that's what his height does for him. I mentioned it earlier, but he just drives right to the rim and drops it in. He's an incredible player. Watch him for the rest of this game. He's with 4 points already on the game for him.
And the good finish there by number 1, Brennan Atkins, who is the key player for the Bulldogs. If he steps it up, the Bulldogs will have a great chance to win this game.
I think the Bulldogs' chances to win ride on Brennan Watkins' shoulders. He's a huge player, and the offense runs through him.
Back to Keyshawn Mason in the middle, and he is called for a travel, I believe.
Kearney will inbound here.
Number 11 is checking into the game for the Saints.
Kearney down 1, looking to pull ahead here. It's a very close game so far with a minute left in the first.
Wyland Drew drives into the lane and makes the layup, finishes there. That's going to be another key for the Bulldogs, is just to make their shots.
Oh yeah, that was a beautiful shot right there. Put Kearney ahead by 1. Aquinas looks to pull ahead here. Wide open 3,
and number 2,
he
Tank
misses it.
Young, just misses the shot.
And I think those are the shots you have to have. There was nobody on him there.
There was nobody within 10 feet of him. I agree with you, Ian. And it's stolen by the Saints,
and
number 11.
Capitalize on the turnover, and they do.
Good finish there.
Philip Bell for 2.
Great job there by them.
Number 11, Philip Bell, really had a great finish there on that. Ball's kicked out to number 1, Brennan Watkins.
And that's exactly what you need to do. When you get a turnover like that, you need to capitalize and you need to turn it into points.
Just 15 seconds left in this opening quarter. Looks like the Bulldogs are trying to get the last shot of the quarter to set up for one final possession. And it's stolen by the Saints. Number 2, Tank Yun, finishes it. And now we're going to send it to a quick 60-second break.
We're going to send it
for 2. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter.
Hawthorn Bank in Liberty is a proud supporter of the Liberty School District. At Hawthorn Bank, we understand the importance of a strong community and a strong school district. We also understand the importance of a strong financial future for our school district's families and for our local businesses.
I'm Melissa Hubble.
I'm Katie Colbert.
I'm Lynn McClure.
I'm Kent Peterson.
I'm Nick Richmond, and Hawthorn Bank is proud to support KLPS and the Liberty Public School District.
Hawthorn Bank, with you every step. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Creating innovative professional sports content to entertain and thrill our community. Creating a professional broadcast environment for tomorrow's television professionals. And professional service for our district partners and its stakeholders. Niles Media Group. Excellence today, innovation tomorrow. Exceptional service always.
And we're back here. St. Thomas Aquinas is up 3 right now over Kearney. Let's see if Kearney can pull ahead here. And right now we want to talk about one of St. Thomas Aquinas' guys, Keyshawn Mason, who already has 4 points on the game here, and he's been huge for St. Thomas Aquinas. Number 25, his height has added a huge advantage for them.
Number 33, Tom Downey of the Saints drives into the lane for 2 points, puts the Saints up by 5. And the Saints are pressing the Bulldogs here, looks to pressure them, and it works for them as number 33, Tom Downey, gets a steal. And an amazing dunk by number 13, Zarian Navy.
Zarian Navy's had an incredible game so far as well.
He really got up there for that two-handed slam, Ian.
Yeah, that was impressive. I love seeing a dunk in high school basketball.
I do
it's
too.
Fantastic to watch.
And the Kearney Bulldogs call a timeout to regroup after that possession. They got the ball still near midcourt because of the press, and then that turned into a two-handed slam on the other end for the Saints.
St. Thomas Aquinas has been playing aggressive defense so far, and that's what they need to do to win. Kearney hasn't been able to deal with it so far. And yeah, playing aggressive is one of their keys to victory, I believe, and they've been doing that so far. Their defense has been fantastic.
I agree with you, Ian. It has been fantastic so far.
The most important thing they've been doing so far, they've been capitalizing on those turnovers. When they get the ball, they turn it into points, and that's exactly what they need to do.
And the Bulldogs will be pressed once again by the Saints, starting the second quarter with about 7.5 minutes left.
And Kearney needs to put up points here. They're down 7, not insurmountable by any means, but points would be nice here. And they take it inside the paint.
And it's stolen again by Tom Downey. He's going in for another fast break and misses the layup and is rebounded by missed again. And the Bulldogs recover. And it's stolen by number 11, Philip Bell of the Saints.
And there's that aggressive defense by St. Thomas Aquinas. They've just been getting the ball nonstop.
Keyshawn Mason has the ball under the post, misses the layup. Rebounded by number 11, Philip Bell, and he puts it back up for another 2 points.
I believe that's Philip Bell's second shot of the game, putting him at 4 points on the game. So already making a name for himself in this game.
And the Saints are up early on the Bulldogs, up by 9. This is not a good sign for the Bulldogs. How do you think they can overcome this deficit?
I think the Bulldogs need to start shooting some threes. I haven't even seen them attempt one yet. And when you're down almost double digits, that's one of the keys to coming back. You can't allow yourself to get down double digits here if you're the Bulldogs.
And the Bulldogs are getting pressed by the Saints again. Brennan Atkins gets trapped out wide, pitches out to the corner for a 3, but he doesn't shoot it.
Oh, and the bad pass goes right out of bounds. I think if you're Kearney there, you have to shoot that 3. You have to try and cut this deficit a little bit.
Kearney really has to cut down on these turnovers. It's really killing them right now on the offensive end.
It's still early in the game. There's a lot of time left, but Kearney's making crucial mistakes here that are putting them back early.
And it's stolen by the Bulldogs there, deflected by number 21, Dawson Minor, and recovered by 23, Jacob Stevens. And it's almost stolen by the Saints, but the Bulldogs recover. A nice little floater is missed, rebounded again, but missed again. Another layup missed by the Bulldogs. They really need to start making some shots.
They do, and you know, you need to make shots to put up points, and they need points now.
And number 13, Zarian Navy, is fouled under the basket.
Let's see if he'll head to the line here. He lost a shoe on the play.
That was actually a foul on St. Thomas Aquinas, so it'll be the Bulldogs' ball underneath the basket.
Bulldogs will inbound it here, yeah? I don't know. Everyone was on the ground there. Hard to say who started it.
Brennan Watkins really needs to get going here, don't you think, Ian?
Yeah, he's Kearney's key to victory here, and if they want to win, they need to get him going. He's a great player, but he hasn't done a whole lot so far. He's been pretty quiet with only 4 points.
Number 1, Brennan Watkins, is trying to set up this Bulldog offense, get some points. Pitches out to the wing. Brennan Watkins drives into the lane. Misses the layup, it is fouled, so he'll be going to the line for 2 free throws.
And making these free throws is crucial for him here, cutting that lead in any way possible.
2 free easy points here should be made. Both free throws should be made here by Brennan Watkins.
The first one bounces off the rim. You need to have that. It's still early, but points are nice.
If it's missed, the Bulldogs really need to try to rebound here to get an offensive putback. And he makes the second one.
That one goes right in. That puts him at 5 points on the game, which is more than half of Kearney's points so far.
And the Saints, number 11, sets up a pick up the top, pitched out to the perimeter. A 3 by Keyshawn Mason is made.
It's good. Keyshawn Mason has been having an incredible game so far. He's sitting at 7 points right now. He's been good inside the paint, and he's been good from 3. He's been a great player.
And a blocking foul by the Saints there. Looks like number 51, Ashton Holloway, was fouled.
And Holloway will shoot from the line here.
And Keyshawn Mason, not only a big man that can do it under the basket, he can also shoot the 3 outside.
And that was a clean 3 as well there.
He will be getting 2 free throws here, I believe.
51, Ashton Holloway to the line for the Bulldogs.
And he misses the first free throw.
Checking in for the Saints, number 14, Isaiah Gavin, and number 24, Andrew Rydell.
He's shooting the second. And misses the second one too. Saints looking to press the Bulldogs after those 2 missed free throws there. Failed to capitalize on the foul.
And St. Thomas Aquinas is up 11, which, I mean, you can't be down double digits if you're the Bulldogs. That's a recipe for disaster.
And the ball is stolen by the Bulldogs under the basket. Number 21, Dawson Minor, looks to go to work in the paint. A little jumper by Holloway is missed.
Inside the paint shot there is missed. And
it's
wow.
stripped there by Stevens, but he couldn't get the ball afterwards. A shot is missed by the Saints on the other end.
Navy with the ball. Out of bounds. Bad pass there.
Then it looked like Andrew Rydell didn't see that Stevens or that Navy move there, and he thought he was still in the corner, so an erratic pass. A timeout by St. Thomas Aquinas.
We're going to send it to a quick 60-second break. We'll see you in a second.
The foundation helped me.
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 The Learning Enrichment Grant from the Liberty Education Foundation helped us do water quality testing for Liberty Creek water and the water analysis.
Creating innovative professional sports content to entertain and thrill our community. Creating a professional broadcast environment for tomorrow's television professionals. And professional service for our district partners and its stakeholders. Niles Media Group. Excellence today, innovation tomorrow. Exceptional.
Welcome back here to this game. St. Thomas Aquinas is shooting right now. They are up 11. Kearney was shooting there, my bad.
Pitches out to the perimeter, number 24. Kicks out to the wing to number 10, Jack Martin. Looks to go inside with the ball, but doesn't. Number 14 with the jumper.
And that was a beautiful inside the paint shot there by number 14, Isaiah Gavin. Beautiful shot there, extending St. Thomas Aquinas' lead even more.
Aquinas is really finishing on the offensive end. They're really making their baskets, and Kearney's just not making their baskets, and that's the difference in this game so far.
And Kearney hasn't scored in a while now. They've been missing a lot of shots.
I think the Saints have gone on an 8-point unanswered run now, I think.
With 3 minutes left in the second, Kearney really does need to step it up here and put some points up before the half.
The Bulldogs inbound underneath their own basket. Brennan Atkins drives into the lane. A reverse layup is made. That was a nice layup there by Brennan Watkins there.
Beautiful shot there. Brennan Watkins has been great. I believe that is 7 points for him now on the night, which is the safe majority of Kearney's points.
The Saints try to get into transition there, but it is deflected by Ashton Holloway. Still the Saints ball underneath their own basket. A nice little pass to number 24.
Right away,
Andrew Rydell. Free throw jumper is made for the Saints, up by 13 now, with around 2 minutes left in the second quarter.
And those are his first 2 points of the game, I believe, for Andrew Rydell.
Brennan Watkins is getting double teamed right now by the Saints. Looks like they found out that he's the key player for the Bulldogs, and they're doubling him on every occasion they get. A deep three by the Bulldogs there.
Three, and they miss it.
The Saints get the rebound.
And that's the thing, when they double Brennan Watkins, it will leave someone open, so Kearney needs to take advantage of that.
Keyshawn Mason drives into the lane, misses the easy layup, puts it back up for another 2 points for Keyshawn Mason.
Misses the shot, gets his own offensive rebound, and puts it in.
Those were his 9th points of the game, and he's really leading the Saints right now.
Oh yeah, 9 points with 2 minutes left to go in the second. We're going to send it to a quick ad. We'll see you in a minute.
That work?
Hawthorn Bank in Liberty is a proud supporter of the Liberty School District. At Hawthorn Bank, we understand the importance of a strong community and a strong school district. We also understand the importance of a strong financial future for our school district's families and for our local businesses.
I'm Melissa Hubble.
I'm Katie Colbert.
I'm Lynn McClure.
I'm Kent Peterson.
I'm Nick Richmond, and Hawthorn Bank is proud to support KLPS and the Liberty Public School District.
Hawthorn Bank, with you every step. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Creating innovative professional sports content to entertain and thrill our community. Creating a professional broadcast environment for tomorrow's television professionals. And professional service for our district partners and its stakeholders. Niles Media Group. Excellence today, innovation tomorrow. Exceptional service.
And Kearney scored while we were on break there to try and bring themselves a little closer, but St. Thomas Aquinas responded right back with a score. So the score is the same as when we left you, just 2 more on each side.
Number 2, Tank Young, had the bucket underneath the basket for the Saints there. Number 4, Ryan O'Connor looks to start the Bulldog offense on the end. They're down by 15 with less than about a minute left in this first half here.
Speaking of a minute left in the first half, make sure to tune into our halftime show.
A nice pass out to the perimeter. Brennan Watkins drives to the lane, pitches out to the corner for a contested 3, and is made.
Oh, what a 3 there by number 10. That was incredible. And if Kearney wants to pull back into this game, those are the shots they have to make.
The pass was deflected there, but the Saints recover. A steal there, looks like.
Oh, and the Saints get it right back. Keyshawn Mason tries to shoot it there, can't quite get it.
It looks like it was a foul there by number 2, Tank Yun of the Saints. The Bulldogs will be inbounding underneath their own basket with 43 seconds left in the second quarter.
I think it will be Kearney's ball. They will inbound it here. Kearney with the ball here, looking to put up points before the half. Speaking of the half, make sure to tune into our halftime show with Jack and Zach.
The Bulldogs looking to get one last shot off before the first half ends. We have around 25 seconds left of the second quarter. And it's deflected out of bounds by the Saints. It'll be Bulldogs ball underneath the basket.
And the Bulldogs look to put up points here. They want to cut this lead down a little bit before the half. Ideally, they should get it to down below double digits and make it a lead that you can overcome pretty easily.
Pitches out to Minor at number 21 on the outside, about 17 seconds left to get off one last shot. Out to Brennan Watkins. He's their playmaker. I'm assuming he's going to be taking the last shot for the Bulldogs here.
I would be very surprised if he didn't take the last shot for this.
A pick is set up top. Watkins drives to the lane with 5 seconds left and is blocked from behind by number 33, Tom Downey. They go into position with 1 second left, and the buzzer beater is missed.
All right, let's send it to the halftime show. We'll see you back here in a bit.
Welcome back to your North Nation Studio Halftime. I'm Jack Kankowitz alongside my partner Zach Klug. Just moments ago, we were watching the Kearney Bulldogs take on the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints, where the Saints are up 28-16. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights from our game thus far.
Yeah, you know, we've had a pretty impressive game. You know, the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints really pulled out a pretty big lead towards the end of the second quarter. The first quarter was very tightly contested, but neither team was able to put points on the board. And the second quarter, the Saints definitely turned that around. And let's start talking about some of the key players from tonight's game so far.
Yeah, let's do that. The Saints player of the game so far we have is Keyshawn Mason, as he has 9 points on the night. He's been performing really well as the team has the lead. He's been really good with defense going on, and
he's been scoring a lot of points towards the end of the second quarter. Really a standout player for the St. Thomas Aquinas team. And the player to watch for the Bulldogs, Brennan Watkins, has been performing very well. As he has 8 points so far on the night, and he's looking like he might have the hot hand that could lead these Bulldogs back to victory because they're only down by 12. This is still a pretty tightly contested game. The game is not out of reach by these Bulldogs for any mean. And I really think that Brennan Watkins can take his team to victory.
I agree. This will be, I think it'll continue to be a very, very interesting game. And now let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Hawthorn Bank in Liberty is a proud supporter of the Liberty School District. At Hawthorn Bank, we understand the importance of a strong community and a strong school district. We also understand the importance of a strong financial future for our school district's families and for our local businesses.
I'm Melissa Hubble.
I'm Katie Colbert.
I'm Lynn McClure. I'm Kent Peterson.
I'm Nick Richmond, and Hawthorn Bank is proud to support KLPS and the Liberty Public School District.
Hawthorn Bank, with you every step. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Creating innovative professional sports content to entertain and thrill our community. Creating a professional broadcast environment for tomorrow's television professionals. And professional service for our district partners and its stakeholders. Niles Media Group. Excellence today, innovation tomorrow. Exceptional service always.
All right, Jack, so right now we're going to recap some of the events from the women's games last night. The first game of the night was the Raytown Blue Jays taking on the St. Joe Central Indians. The Indians dominated the Raytown Blue Jays 49-27, and the standout player from that game was Lauren Iman. She really went off and had a great performance. A lot of highlights made by her. She really stood out on the St. Joe Central team.
It's looking like it. And the next game was the Kearney Bulldogs taking on the Shawnee Mission South Raiders. Senior Caroline Kelly stepped up and had a great game, winning 33-21. They did not move on to play the Indians. No, they will play the Indians tomorrow night.
Yeah, that should be a very good game. The St. Joe Central team looked very talented, and they're going to use their height to the advantage with multiple girls over 6 foot.
Oh, wow.
That was really what led them to victory last night. And I think Caroline Kelly, I think they're going to have their hands full with Caroline Kelly, as she is a 3-year veteran of this tournament and played well every single time.
Years past, she was very, very, very dominant.
And she's just as good this year. And for the third game of the evening, we had the reigning champions, the Lincoln Prep Blue Tigers, taking on the Park Hill Trojans. After being down by 8 at the end of the half, Course Davis stepped up and led her team to victory 43-35. And that kind of shocked everybody. You know, we knew that the Blue Tigers had lost some of their seniors from last year, but with Course Davis returning, I figured they'd be okay. But then at the end of the half, they were down by 8. But luckily, we still saw that Lincoln Prep fighting them, and they ended up coming back and winning.
Oh, yes. And now for the final game on Monday night, we had the St. Pius Warriors taking on the Liberty North Eagles. The Warriors shocked the Eagles with multiple threes being drained by Natalie Rippey, giving them the 38-29 victory.
Yeah, you know, tomorrow night is going to be a great game between the Warriors and the Blue Tigers. You know, honestly, that game could go either way. Both very talented teams. As we're seeing, Jamie Jackson, she did have a great performance last night, as it was her last Liberty North Invitational. You know, it sucks for the seniors of Liberty North who were unable to move on in their last Invitational. And that was your last night's recap of the games. We will revisit the keys to victory of both teams when we get and send you to some second half action right after these messages.
Hawthorn Bank in Liberty is a proud supporter of the Liberty School District. At Hawthorn Bank, we understand the importance of a strong community and a strong school district. We also understand the importance of a strong financial future for our school district's families and for our local businesses.
I'm Melissa Hubble.
I'm Katie Colbert.
I'm Lynn McClure. I'm Kent Peterson.
I'm Nick Richmond, and Hawthorn Bank is proud to support KLPS and the Liberty Public School District.
Hawthorn Bank, with you every step. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Creating innovative professional sports content to entertain and thrill our community. Creating a professional broadcast environment for tomorrow's television professionals. And professional service for our district partners and its stakeholders. Niles Media Group. Excellence today, innovation tomorrow. Exceptional service always.
Hawthorn Bank in Liberty is a proud supporter of the Liberty School District. At Hawthorn Bank, we understand the importance of a strong community and a strong school district. We also understand the importance of a strong financial future for our school district's families and for our local businesses.
I'm Melissa Hubble.
I'm Katie Colbert.
I'm Lynn McClure. I'm Kent Peterson.
I'm Nick Richmond, and Hawthorn Bank is proud to support KLPS and the Liberty Public School District.
Hawthorn Bank, with you every step. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And now we're going to revisit some of the keys to victory for both of the teams. As now we're going to start off by talking about the Kearney Bulldogs' keys to victory. As their first one was to have Brendan Watkins play a great game tonight. And you know what? So far he's at 8 points. I don't think that he's really disappointed. Yeah. But the Saints have proved that you just can't have one good player. You have to play as a unit. Definitely. And what really these Bulldogs need to do is they need to play consistent, like their second key to victory. They played great defense in the first quarter. The second quarter, it just seemed like they lifted up. So in order for them to get back into the game, they're going to need to make shots, which was the third key, play consistent, and I think other players are going to need to step up because even though Brendan Watkins is having a great game so far, it's just not enough.
I really think so. Team playing is definitely the path to victory. Looking at the Saints in the first two halves, their keys to victory were to be physical, play aggressive, and take shots when open. I believe that they have really been doing that well as we've had multiple steals with very aggressive defense. They've been very, very physical with their defense and their offense, getting a lot of layups, and as we just saw there, that was a very wide open shot.
I've just been watching the Saints team, and they've played aggressive all night. It's been so impressive. I really thought this game was going to be a lot closer at the half, and by no means am I counting the Kearney Bulldogs out of it because I still think they can come back. If this rest of the team steps up, I'm very impressed, and I'm really looking forward to this second half action. We're going to send you back to courtside with Ian Grove and Caleb Moore. Guys, what do you guys think?
Welcome back courtside here. I'm Ian Grove here with my partner Caleb Moore. And this has been a pretty good game here so far between St. Thomas Aquinas and Kearney, with St. Thomas Aquinas holding a double-digit lead right now. Keyshawn Mason has been the leader of their team with 9 points all by himself. And for Kearney, despite them being down, it's been Brendan Watkins who also has 9 points on the game. How do you think this second half is going to go, Caleb?
I think the second half is going to go a lot like at first. It's going to be a lot of pressure from the Saints defense, and I think the Saints are going to hold and win this game.
I disagree with you. I think Kearney will be able to turn it around here, and I think they'll hit some threes, and I think they'll put themselves on the right track to win this. And here they are right here.
Bulldogs trying to get into the paint there, can't go up to Brendan Watkins at the top of the key looking to drive here. A three-pointer is just off the mark for the Bulldogs. And Ian mentioned that three-point shooting will be a key in the Bulldogs' comeback in the second half.
And it will. When you're down 12 points, you do need to start shooting some threes and making them successful.
Saints just missed a three there, but it's rebounded by Kearney's Ashton Holloway. A good rebound there while Keyshawn Mason was also fighting for the rebound.
And it's hard to beat out Keyshawn Mason for a rebound if you can just see how tall he is.
The Bulldogs are having some good passing here, trying to get into the post, but cannot. Well defended by the Saints.
And that's great defense there from number 10, Jack Martin.
And there's a violation by the Bulldogs. It's another turnover for them. The Saints will be thrown in.
And there's that aggressive defense from the Saints that you predicted would happen in this second half. Kearney's got to figure out a way to get around that, use it against them in some way.
Number 33, Tom Downey, gets into the post. Number 11, Phillip Bell. He turns around, pitches it to the corner. But it is an offensive foul there by number 11, Phillip Bell. He used that elbow there to push the Kearney defender over, and it is going to be the Bulldogs' ball.
Knocked down number 51, Ashton Holloway. He's a big guy, not easy to knock down.
Brendan Watkins is getting pressured. The Saints look like they're having some sort of full court pressure, and the Bulldogs have some nice passing to get out of it.
He takes it inside the paint. Oh, and it bounced
just
out.
missed, just over Keyshawn Mason's fingertips. He's pushing the court now. He dumps it off for a nice layup.
What a
number
play
13,
there.
Zarian Navy there at the great finish.
Zarian Navy's been another one of those Aquinas players who's been playing great basketball in this game. Kearney has not scored so far in the half. They need to change that here.
And the Aquinas bench wanted a Kearney travel called there, but Ashton Holloway finishes under the bucket for two.
That's a good play there by Kearney. I mean, they need more points, but those are their first points of the half.
Navy drives it to the lane for the easy bucket underneath. A good layup there. He really drove in there and showed his aggressiveness, which was a key for the Aquinas, was be physical, play aggressive, and take good shots.
And Zarian Navy has been doing all three of those things with 4 points on their last two drives down the court. So he's been doing great so far in this half.
The ball is broken up there by number 13, Zarian Navy, but he touched it. So it's going to be Bulldogs ball.
And Zarian Navy is actually up to 11 points now as he leads the Saints in points so far, passing Keyshawn.
Number 21, Dawson Meinert has the ball at the top. He's dribbling, getting guarded by Navy up top. A pick is set by Holloway. Drives into the lane. A nice layup there is missed, rebounded by number 33, Tom Downey. And the Saints are once again in transition.
And the Saints have been playing fast, aggressive basketball on offense and defense for this entire game, and they score again there. This lead's going to start becoming insurmountable if Kearney can't turn it around, and there's this full court pressure.
Full court pressure by the Saints is relentless on the Bulldogs. They've been struggling in the offense and then starting off this third quarter. We're about 5 minutes left of this third quarter, and the Bulldogs have only scored a couple of points.
And St. Thomas Aquinas has almost doubled Kearney's score.
A missed jumper there on the outside.
Zarian Navy with the ball. Scary man to see the ball in his hands.
Keyshawn Mason gets the ball inside to number 11, Philip Bell. Pitches out to the perimeter. It's number 10, Jack Martin. Out to number 33, Tom Downey. Pitches it to Keyshawn Mason. Misses the jumper. It's rebounded by the Bulldogs, and he throws it out of bounds, and it hits the Saints player, so it'll be Bulldogs ball. That was a nice play there. Quick thinking move.
That was a very smart play there by number 23, Jacob Stevens.
Brennan Atkins looks to jumpstart this Bulldogs offense, and it looks like the Saints will be called for a blocking foul on Brennan Watkins. It's going to be, the Bulldogs will be throwing it in.
And I think that's part of that aggressive defense they're playing. Sometimes you're going to get called for fouls, but if it's working like it has been for the Saints, you just got to keep it up.
And it looks like number 14, Isaiah Gavin is checking in the game for the Saints. Pitches out to the perimeter, number 21, Dawson Meinart. Puts it up top. Brennan Atkins drives into the lane, misses the shot. Actually, that was not Brennan Atkins. That was Ryan O'Connor drives to the lane and is fouled. He's going to have 2 free throws at the line for the Bulldogs.
Foul call on number 24, Andrew Rydell. Checking in number 2, Will Gavitt, and number 2, Violet Dude.
And good shot there from number 4, Ryan O'Connor.
Cuts the lead down to 15. Bulldogs within 15 now. Pitches it out to the perimeter, number 24, Andrew Rydell.
And I think the Bulldogs need to start playing more aggressive here if they want to try and win this. They've been playing off a little bit. They haven't really been pushing St. Thomas Aquinas. They've been giving them time and allowing them to make shots.
And there's quite a few Saints open on the floor right now. Can't seem to find the open man there. They had number 33, Tom Downey, wide open on the left wing there. The Bulldogs will be thrown under the basket after that missed shot by the Saints.
Bulldogs look to capitalize here, put up some points, try and cut down this deficit.
Pitches it out to number 21, Dawson Meinart. Passed out to Holloway, back to Meinart. Looking to get the ball to Watkins' hand, but he is closely guarded by number 33, Tom Downey. And a great shot there.
That was a great play there, driving into the paint. Number 21, Dawson Meinart, making a great shot there. Those are the plays they need to make if they want to win this game.
Keyshawn Mason is fouled there by Ashton Holloway. We're going to take a quick replay back at that play right there. A nice drive right over the hands.
Look at him drive to the rim there.
And the Saints will be throwing the ball in underneath the basket. Quick little jumper by number 24, Andrew Rydell is missed, but the Saints rebound, miss another shot, rebounded by Holloway, kicks it out to Watkins, who's driving the court for the Bulldogs.
And it looks like Keyshawn Mason heads to the bench.
And a great block there by number 13, Zarian Navy. He has having a heck of a game for the Saints right now.
Look to Zarian Navy to be a player of the game candidate.
Number 2, Tank Yun for the Saints. Passes it inside number 24. Andrew Rydell misses a shot. Watkins rebounds the ball, pushes it into the paint, and is fouled by the Saints. He's going to have 2 free throws.
Foul call on number 33, Tom Dowdy, his first team foul for the Saints. Sending Brennan Watkins to the line for the Bulldogs.
Losing or winning? At what time? You can hear it, right?
And Brennan Watkins shooting his free throws here. Let's see him.
Makes the free throw there. Cuts the lead down to 11 for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs have gone on like a 4-point run there.
Bulldogs, if they can cut this down to single digits, who knows? A comeback might not be out of the question.
The Saints trying to get the ball into the paint. Number 10 drives into the paint, but forces back out. A 3 by number 13, Zarian Navy, is missed on the wing, and the Bulldogs rebound there. Brennan Watkins is out in transition. And there's another turnover by the Bulldogs. Saints in transition once again. Tank Yun misses the layup, but he is fouled by the Bulldogs. Tank Yun will be having 2 free throws for the Saints after he was fouled under the basket.
Number 2 with the shot there, and it bounces off the rim.
Tank Yun misses his first free throw. The Saints want the Bulldogs to stay out this game. They really got to make their free throws here.
Putting up points, extending their lead a little bit, just staying safely ahead needs to be their goal in this second half.
And he makes the second free throw. Miner will be bringing up the ball for the Bulldogs.
I think Kearney needs to start shooting some threes. That's the fastest way you can come back, and
Speaking
there's
of a
one
three,
right there.
Missed by Watkins. And I'm unsure on the call. Both benches are cheering. It looks like it's going to be the Saints ball on a Bulldogs foul. The foul was called on number 2, Wyland Drew.
Zarian Navy with the ball.
Kicks it out to number 14. Isaiah Gavin pitches it out to 24 Rydell. Back to Martin. Over to Gavin on the wing. Navy drives in to the paint. Nice little spin move.
Oh,
nice little up and under, but misses a shot there. But it's rebounded by the Saints, but it looks like it went out of bounds on the Saints, so the Bulldogs will have possession.
And despite these recent missed shots, Zarian Navy does still lead the Saints in scoring with 11 points. Brennan Watkins for Kearney leads their scoring with 11 points as well.
Miner looks to get into the paint there to Holloway, is denied. Backs out to the wing to Drew. Drew drives it to the paint. Has a good shot just off the mark. Rebounded by Navy, is stolen, but then it's stolen again by the Saints. Number 24, Rydell, has a shot, misses. Rebound by the Saints again.
Zarian Navy with the ball, and I believe he was fouled on the play.
He was fouled, and it looks like he might be in a little pain there. He looks like he took a hard tumble to the wood there.
Yeah, you never want to see a good player go down, even if it's just for a short time.
The Saints call timeout to regroup there a little bit after that play where Navy got injured.
And I really think that Kearney needs to talk on this timeout, and he needs to tell them to play more aggressive defense. Because on defense, they're allowing St. Thomas to get in there and shoot. They're lucky St. Thomas hasn't been scoring and pulling ahead more. You need to play aggressive defense if you're Kearney to try and win this game.
Yeah, the Bulldogs really need to step it up on defense now, cause some turnovers, wreak some havoc, and interrupt the rhythm.
We're gonna go ahead and throw it to some coaches' interviews here. We'll be right back in a minute.
All right, Coach, your defense has been phenomenal this half. What do you plan to capitalize on? trying to get deflections, trying to get some easier looks and extra possessions at the rim, but we're turning it over too much. So we got to value the ball even when we get those extra possessions.
Keyshawn Mason has had a phenomenal first half. Do you plan on doing more with him?
He's got to go up stronger. He's got to go up stronger. He's off balance. He's a little tired. We're getting our wind back, but he's not finishing shots that he needs to finish, and we got to get the ball inside so that other guys can get looks too when they converge on him. But we got to get better. Got to get better.
Thank you.
Game.
Welcome back here. St. Thomas Aquinas leads Kearney 38-29. Zarian Navy shooting, looking to make these free throws and extend their lead.
Makes the first shot.
Hey, yo, the score's not right on the scoreboard. It's 36-23 Aquinas.
And that free throw is made by Zarian Navy, bringing him up to a total of 13 points on the game so far.
And the Bulldogs are getting full court pressured by the Saints here. Some good passes by the Bulldogs to get out of the pressure.
They have not had an answer for this pressure all game.
Holloway drives into the lane, pitches out to the corner, looks for a three, is denied. Number 21, Minor, pitches it over to number 14, Gentry. Looks for Atkins, he's wide open, but as Saint jumps in front of the fake pass, so no pass is made. Minor still has the ball at the top of the key, pitches it over to Watkins.
Kearney's taking an awful lot of time here for a team that's down as much as they are.
Only 13 seconds left in the third quarter. There's a shot by Watkins, and it's a swish.
Oh,
a deep
beautiful
by
shot there by
Watkins.
Brennan Watkins. That brings him to a total of 14 points, and we're gonna say a replay of that three. That was beautiful.
And that brings us to the end of the third period.
This was a magnificent three by Brennan Watkins. And there's the end of the third there. I think at the end of this third quarter, Kearney needs to meet up. They need to look at what they've been doing right and what they've been doing wrong, correct their mistakes. You can't rule out a comeback yet in this game.
The Saints are leading 37 to the Bulldogs 26 with 1 quarter left to play. Number 13, Zarian Navy, is leading the Saints with 13 points, and Brennan Watkins is leading the Bulldogs with 14 of his own points. He actually has 14 of 26 Bulldogs points, so he has over half of the Bulldogs points. He is the main part of their offense right now.
Yeah, for sure. Zarian Navy's been a huge part of Aquinas' offense.
Oh, no.
Heading into the fourth here, Kearney is down 11 as they look to turn things around in these last 8 minutes and really try and piece together a comeback.
The Saints are inbounding.
Saints
Just started the fourth quarter here.
Look to extend their lead over Kearney here.
Number 11, Phillip Bell, has the ball on the perimeter, pitches it to Keyshawn.
Keyshawn Mason is back in the game. This is the first time he's been back in the game for quite a while. He spent most of the third in on the bench.
Keyshawn Mason is fouled underneath the basket. The basket does not count there. It looks like it'll be an inbound under the basket for the Saints. So far, some quick stats. Kearney has made 2 3-pointers to the Saints 1. And the Saints are leading the Bulldogs in free throw percentages, 66% to 44% in the game. And the Bulldogs right now are getting trapped, and the ball is stolen by the Saints.
Bad pass there. Aquinas capitalizes and turns it into points. Beautiful play there by number 10, Jack Martin. And that's exactly what St. Thomas Aquinas has been doing this whole game. They've been getting turnovers, and they've been capitalizing and turning them into points.
A nice drive there by the Bulldogs is stripped, and it is out of bounds on the Bulldogs. The Saints will have possession. The Saints are now leading by 13 points with 7 minutes left of this game.
St. Thomas Aquinas looks to extend their lead even more here over Kearney.
St. Thomas Aquinas started off the game strong with 11 points in the first quarter and really heated up in the second quarter with 17 points. The Bulldogs have really not gotten into an offensive rhythm with their highest scoring quarter in the third with 10 points.
And Kearney is yet to score a point in the fourth.
Number 33 of the Saints, Downey, looks to get this offense going for the Saints as they're up by 13, trying to hold this lead against the Bulldogs with around 7 minutes left. Number 33, Tom Downey, pitches it out to number 10.
All the way across the court to Keyshawn.
Number 13, Zarian Navy, pitches it back up to number 10, Jack Martin. Back to Navy. Over to Mason. Back to Navy at the top of the key. Jumper just inside the arc is missed by Navy. Rebounded by Watkins, but there's a little scrum. And it's
Keyshawn Martin gets the ball. Dunks. What a play there by number 25, Keyshawn Martin.
Got the steal there.
Let's get a replay of that dunk. What an incredible dunk. And watch this. This was a messy offensive rebound.
Just cancel the replay.
And Keyshawn Martin is up to 11 points on the game after that dunk. Or Keyshawn Mason, my apologies. Him and Zarian Navy are both candidates for player of the game thus far. Keep an eye on both of them for these final 6 minutes.
The Bulldogs inbounding on the sideline. Pitches out to number 4, Brian O'Connor. Gets a pick set by Gentry. Out to Holloway for the open 3. And it's swished by Holloway.
Incredible shot. That's what Kearney needs to do. They need to shoot those threes and make them. That was a good one right there.
And the Bulldogs cut the lead to 12 now. Down by 11. My apologies, 11. And almost dunk by the Saints. He's fouled on the way up. Number 13, Zarian Navy.
Foul called on number 21, Dawson Minor.
Foul there was called on number 21, Dawson Minor, on the way up.
And Zarian Navy will shoot from the line, looking to extend his point total even more. He's already sitting at 13 points on the game, leading St. Thomas Aquinas in scoring.
And the Saints will actually be inbound. A quick timeout, maybe?
A little bit of confusion on the court. I think there was a timeout called before these free throws.
Yes, there was a timeout called.
And as they head to timeout here, Kearney's coach, he's got to be a little bit frustrated. They're down this much in the fourth. They're running out of time to turn things around. It's still not impossible, but they need to play aggressive defense. They need to make their threes in order to win this.
And this break actually happened because one of Kearney players walked off the court with an apparent injury. We do not know what the injury is at the moment, but we'll keep you updated if we hear anything.
Looks like he got hit in the nose. I want to say a nosebleed, possibly. And Aquinas is heading back to the court right now to shoot their free throws.
Zarian Navy will be shooting 2. With 5.5 minutes left in this game.
And despite his 13 points, he is not the leading scorer overall so far. That title belongs to Brennan Watkins of Kearney, who has 14 points on the game, despite Kearney being down.
Misses the first free throw, shoots the second, and misses it again.
Misses them both.
An offensive rebound by number 11,
and he makes it. Good shot there. Good cleanup crew after the missed free throw.
The Bulldogs are now down by 14.
And it looks like Aquinas has stepped off on defense. They're not playing nearly as aggressive as they had been.
A drive by Holloway is stripped by the Saints.
Oh, the ball is stolen. Kearney does get it back. It looks like jump ball there.
There's a foul called on the Bulldogs, an offensive foul, I believe, on Wyland Drew, and the Saints will be inbounding under the Bulldogs basket, and the Bulldogs will actually be pressuring the Saints here, a full court pressure.
And this is the kind of aggressive defense that Kearney should have been playing for a while now, and they're just now starting. It would be an impressive comeback to see at this point, and this aggressive defense helps them.
Saints kick it out to the wing. It's number 2, Tank Young. Out to the wing to number 10, Martin. Tries to drive into the line, is denied.
Keyshawn Mason looking to get inside the paint there. He's waving his hands all the time.
He really wanted the ball in his hands on this possession. He really wants to make something happen for the Saints.
I think he always wants to have the ball in his hands, make a name for himself.
Back to his hands at the top of the key, looks to drive.
Him and Zarian Navy have been 2 key players in this game, both of them with over 10 points.
Just off the mark, rebounded by number 2, Wyland Drew of the Bulldogs. 4 minutes left of this game as the Bulldogs are down by 14. A pick set at the top of the key. Watkins drives to the lane, pitches to the corner. Nice shot fake there. A mid-range jumper is swished by the Bulldogs.
That was a beautiful mid-range jumper, but I'm not going to lie to you. I would have liked to see that as a 3.
Number 2, Wyland Drew made that jumper there. Number 10, Jack Martin has the ball for the Saints. Pitches out to the wing. Number 13, Zarian Navy. Back up to the top of the key to Bell. Bell drives into the lane. Backs out to Navy. All the way across the court to Young. Drives into the lane. Mid-range jumper is airballed there. Rebounded by the Bulldogs.
And the Bulldogs need to capitalize here. Start trying to cut down this lead with only 3.5 minutes left.
And Watkins is fouled really hard there by the Saints.
They hit the ground hard there. He's going to take his free throws.
Fouled by number 10, Jack Martin. Brennan Watkins will be shooting 2 free throws. Currently leading his team with 14 points.
Currently leading both teams in scoring, technically. He has the most points of any player between these 2 teams.
Makes the first free throw there.
Number 10, Jack Martin, his 13th, 6th foul.
Sheets for player of the game.
Taking back into the Saints, number 24, Andrew Rydell.
And the Bulldogs make their second free throw, and the Bulldogs call a timeout there. Quick 30-second timeout, I believe.
Bulldogs look to gather their team here, try and put together a late comeback. As they have cut the lead, they've cut St. Thomas Aquinas' lead down to 10 here. Kearney looks to pull back into this game.
Player of the game to give to the coach. Madison knows what I'm talking about.
If Kearney wants to win this game, they need to keep up their aggressive defense. They need to shoot some threes. It's not unreasonable at this point. They've really gotten back into it here in this 4th quarter, cutting the lead to 10.
A disappointing stat for the Bulldogs, though. They're only shooting 50% from the free throw line. You'd like to see that a little higher. When they're down by 10, they could have gotten some of those points back on free shots.
And they lead St. Thomas Aquinas in scoring so far in both the 3rd and the 4th quarters, so they might just be a second-half team.
And it looks like Brennan Watkins, actually the Saints will be inbounding there.
And it looks like St. Thomas will inbound it here.
Full court pressure by the Bulldogs, looking to get some turnovers and capitalize that on points. The Saints get out in front, though. Some
very aggressive defense there. Teammates getting in their way a little bit.
Number 33, Tom Downing, has the ball in the wing. Looking to go inside the paint there, out to number 24, Andrew Rydell. Pass out to the lane to Tank Young. Drives into the lane, pitches out to the corner to Keyshawn Mason. Shot fakes out to the corner to Young again for a 3. And it's a nice shot there by Tank Young there. That was a great shot, wide open 3 by Young.
That was nice. St. Thomas extending their lead.
And the Bulldogs trying to drive into the paint. A 3 in the corner by the Bulldogs. It's a back-to-back threes.
Back-to-back threes. This game is heating up here in the 4th.
Wyland Drew with the corner 3 there. A great shot by the Bulldogs.
Kearney really trying to keep this game at or below 10 points.
They are currently 10 points away from tying the game.
They have just under 3 minutes left in the game.
Ball's inbounded to Tank Yun. Back out to Rydell. Mason at the top of the key wants the ball. He gets the ball in his hands, looking for a backdoor cut. Is made, doesn't pass the ball though.
And if I'm St. Thomas Aquinas here, I'm just looking to kill time. You've got 2.5 minutes left in the game, and you just kind of want to burn that clock a little bit. Don't let Kearney get hot.
Tank Yun has the ball out on the perimeter, pass to number 33, Tom Downing, all the way over to number 24, Rydell. Rydell has the ball, and it looks like he's fouled there by the Bulldogs.
And Tank Young is actually a Simone Award finalist and is likely to win that for football. That's a very interesting thing, and they're just all-around athletes there on St. Thomas Aquinas.
This tournament is definitely filled with athletes, and Tank Young is actually competing with Liberty North's Jake Van Dyne for the award.
I might be biased here, but I think Jake Van Dyne deserves it.
And there's a quick timeout. I don't know, I'm assuming called by the Bulldogs with 2 minutes left in the game. Saints are up by 10, 46-36 over the Bulldogs right now. It looks like the Bulldogs will be, and the Saints will be inbounding underneath their own basket here. Number 33. Tom Downing is going to throw in the ball for the Saints.
And the Saints inbounded here, just looking to hold on to this lead. Oh.
An erratic pass there by the Saints. Goes over the head. It's going to be the Bulldogs' ball with 2 minutes left.
That was a wild pass, almost taking out our camera crew there.
Bulldogs are getting pressured by the Saints.
And it looks like St. Thomas Aquinas has returned to that aggressive style of defense that they played for the first half.
Watkins gets picks up top by Holloway, who shoots the three.
Oh,
just off the mark, guarded by Mason.
Off.
Rebounded by the Saints. A good rebound there. Very aggressive by number 24, Andrew Rydell there for the Saints.
And Kearney needs to keep shooting those. Down 10, you got to figure if they can consistently hit threes, they could get back into this pretty quickly here.
And Tank Yun with the drive misses a shot that gets fouled. Will be going to the line for 2 free throws with 1:49 left in the game. Actually, no, that was not a foul. The ball went out of bounds on the Saints, and the Bulldogs will be throwing the ball in.
Kearney will inbound it here. Look for them to shoot a three. That's what they're going to do to get back in this game.
And the Saints look like they're bringing in all of their height to get those rebounds to seal this game off for them. Brennan Watkins drives it to the lane. Gets in the paint and one there by Brennan Watkins.
And that's the first time in a while this lead has been under 10 points for St. Thomas Aquinas as Kearney cuts it down to an 8-point lead. And Watkins heads to the line to shoot his free throws. If he can make these, he can really cut down this lead. These are going to be crucial. And the first one is good. Incredible play there. They cut the lead down to 7. St. Thomas Aquinas needs to score here to maintain this lead. And Kearney needs to play the aggressive defense they've been playing in the fourth. All the way back across the court to Navy. And they're just passing it back and forth, looking to burn some clock. And St. Thomas Aquinas will head to the line for their free throws. That is number 33, Tom Downey shooting. And they extend that lead a little bit more. And he makes both of them there. St. Thomas Aquinas needed those. The score was starting to get a little bit tight. Kearney was getting hot there for a minute. I think that might have slowed down their momentum. What do you think, Caleb?
And Brennan Atkins looks to get some points here for the Bulldogs. Is fouled in the paint, down by 9 with 1:10 left. He's going to be shooting 2 free throws.
And Brennan Watkins has been incredible for Kearney. Despite the score, he has an opportunity to crack 20 points on the game here.
Brennan Watkins will be shooting 2 free throws here.
It's really an amazing game for him. It's a shame his teammates couldn't pick up the slack, or else they might be ahead in this game. And the first free throw is good. That puts him at 20 points on the game.
And Watkins is shooting 83% from the free throw line tonight. That is a good sign.
That cuts the lead back down to 8 here.
Bulldogs down by 8 with 1:10 left in the game. He makes his second, cuts the lead to 7. Bulldogs will be full court pressured, or the Bulldogs will be pressuring the Saints.
1 minute, 10 seconds left here.
Number 23 is fouled for the Saints. 33, my bad. Tom Downey is fouled and will be shooting 2.
And Tom Downey will head to the line for the second time here in these last 2 minutes. And that aggressive defense from Kearney, you can only be so aggressive without getting fouled, and they've been kind of pressing that line so far.
The Bulldogs are pushing the court again, looking for a quick 3.
Look for them to shoot that 3 here.
Holloway drives to the lane. A nice shot is missed.
Take it into the paint.
Saints rebound. Keyshawn Mason ahead with the ball.
And
a nice
great
putback
shot there by Keyshawn Mason.
A 3 by the Bulldogs off the mark, rebounded there.
And with 40 seconds here in this game, St. Thomas has a 9-point lead. Kearney has kind of ruled themselves out of it here in these last 2 minutes with all these penalties. They've been sending St. Thomas Aquinas to the line quite a bit, and every free throw just extends that lead even more.
Number 23, Jacob Stevens. His 4th.
Makes the first free throw, number 10, Jack Martin.
Jack Martin will shoot his second here in a minute.
Saints now by 10 with 38 seconds left of the game.
And there's that double-digit lead that Kearney needed to avoid here in the final minute.
Misses a second, rebounded by number 23, Jacob Stevens.
Very fast ball there by Kearney. Amazing play there from Brennan Watkins.
A great bucket there in transition for the Watkins. 30 seconds left of the game. The Bulldogs call a quick timeout to regroup.
He's doing everything in his power to try and keep Kearney in this game. 23 points for him so far. Cuts St. Thomas Aquinas' lead down to 8. Kearney's coach probably telling him play aggressive defense, but watch what you're doing. You can't let them take any more free throws because they've taken a lot of free throws here in these last 2 minutes. That's part of the reason why St. Thomas is still ahead.
And a look at our upcoming matchups for tonight. We have 3 more games coming your way. We have at 5:30 the Park Hill Trojans versus the St. Joe Central Indians. At 7, the Baser Linwood Bobcats versus the Lee Summit West Titans. And at 8:30, the Liberty North Eagles and the Northeast Vikings.
And make sure you stay tuned after this game for our post-game show in the studio. They'll recap everything that has happened and everything that is to come.
Bulldogs only down by 8 though, but with 30 seconds left, it's going to be hard to try to mount a last-minute comeback.
It would be very difficult here for Kearney.
And the Saints will be thrown in the ball. Bulldogs are back to their full court pressure to try to cause some turnovers to get 8 points in 30 seconds. A pass to Keyshawn Mason.
And Kearney playing very aggressive defense there.
And is fouled there by number 10.
And they've been playing very aggressive defense, and they've just been sending St. Thomas Aquinas to the line non-stop.
Keyshawn Mason will be shooting 2 free throws left. 2 free throws.
And he has the chance here to extend St. Thomas Aquinas' lead back up to 10 points in these final 30 seconds.
and he misses both of them. Brennan Watkins pushes the ball, 18 seconds left, drives in the lane. Nice shot there, but is missed. He gets fouled there. Actually, there was no foul in the play. The Saints will be inbounding under their basket.
And I would assume they just look to run out the clock here.
Throw the ball into number 33, Tom Downey. He's just going to run out this clock. With 10 seconds left on the clock, Bulldogs down by 8, scores 51-43.
4, 3, 2, 1. And St. Thomas Aquinas wins this game 51-43. Let's send it to the studio for our post-game show.
Next up, starting at 5:30 for the 2019 Liberty North Invitational will be St. Joe Central facing off against the Parkhill Trojans.
For men, yeah. Caleb, I'm gonna go back. Yeah, don't say they're being aggressive. They're fouling to get.
All right, thank you, Caleb and Ian. Welcome back to your studio. Welcome back to the studio for your post-game show. I'm Zach Klug alongside my partner, Jack Kankwitz. And our first game of the night just came to a close with the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints beating the Kearney Bulldogs 51-43.
That's right, Zach. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some highlights from tonight's game.
We need a roster for St. Joe.
Yeah, we see a great layup right there by St. Thomas Aquinas. You know, the first quarter they started out a little slow on offense, but you know, these layups were what kept them in the game with Kearney.
Oh, definitely, for sure. As you can see here, perfect ball movement as we get a nice post up in the block there, for sure.
Yeah, that's something I noticed a lot about St. Thomas Aquinas. And here is that aggressive,
massive jam right there. Perfect.
Yeah, that's some of that aggressive playing that we were talking about was one of the keys to victory for St. Thomas Aquinas. We certainly saw that tonight in another aggressive play right there. It was the aggression.
Very aggressive.
In my opinion, it was the aggression that won them the game.
I really agree with that. Rebounds after rebounds and being aggressive with the ball. It's just,
and we do see a nice layup right there.
That was a very nice layup,
by Brennan Watkins. He was a really underrated performance of the night. He had a quick 8 points in the first half, and you know, played consistent through the rest of the night. Obviously, not the game he wanted for his team, but still pretty impressive.
All right, we're gonna be back with the conclusion to your post-game show after these short messages.
Creating innovative professional sports content to entertain and thrill our community. Creating a professional broadcast environment for tomorrow's television professionals. And professional service for our district partners and its stakeholders. Niles Media Group. Excellence today, innovation tomorrow. Exceptional service always.
Hawthorn Bank in Liberty is a proud supporter of the Liberty School District. At Hawthorn Bank, we understand the importance of a strong community and a strong school district. We also understand the importance of a strong financial future for our school district's families and for our local businesses.
I'm Melissa Hubble.
I'm Katie Colbert.
I'm Lynn McClure. I'm Kent Peterson.
I'm Nick Richmond, and Hawthorn Bank is proud to support KLPS and the Liberty Public School District.
Hawthorn Bank, with you every step. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The foundation helped me.
The foundation helped me.
The foundation helped me. The foundation helped me.
The foundation helped me.
The foundation helped me.
The foundation helped me.
The Learning Enrichment Grant from the Liberty Education Foundation helped us do water quality testing for Liberty Creek water and the water analysis.
Hawthorn Bank in Liberty is a proud supporter of the Liberty School District. At Hawthorn Bank, we understand the importance of a strong community and a strong school district. We also understand the importance of a strong financial future for our school district's families and for our local businesses.
I'm Melissa Hubble.
I'm Katie Colbert.
I'm Lynn McClure. I'm Kent Peterson.
I'm Nick Richmond, and Hawthorn Bank is proud to support KLPS and the Liberty Public School District.
Hawthorn Bank, with you every step. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, so now we're going to discuss player of the game. Jack, you want to announce that?
We got Keaton as our player of the game tonight.
Yeah, number 25, Keyshawn Mason. He played a great game. Let's go ahead and check out some of his highlights from tonight.
Well, Keyshawn Mason definitely had a very, very good night with lots of commanding. As you see here, he's driving to the basket. Very, very strong, commanding player. He's very, very quick with the ball. He actually had, yes, the first triple for the night, which was very, very helpful.
Yeah, he ended up having 13 points on the night. Very impressive performance. He really stood out from the St. Thomas Aquinas team and led them to victory. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him the rest of the tournament. And this concludes our first post-game show of the evening. Make sure to stay tuned, as in a few moments we will start this Park Hill versus St. Joe pregame show. So stay tuned, and we'll be back in a few.
Hawthorn Bank in Liberty is a proud supporter of the Liberty School District. At Hawthorn Bank, we understand the importance of a strong community and a strong school district. We also